Welcome to the Aprés Business Podcast, the show that celebrates the grit, grind, and passion it takes to build extraordinary outdoor brands. Your host, Rebecca Babicz, brings you straight into the stories of marketers and industry insiders who are shaping the outdoor world. Let's jump into today's episode.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Aprés Business Podcast. I'm so excited for today's guest, Emma Rosse from Allover Apparel. Emma, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you so much, Rebecca. So fun to be here.
Yeah, so tell us who you are, what you do.
Okay, well, my name is Emma. Great intro. And I live down in Salida and Colorado, and I'm the founder of a clothing brand called Allover. And what we do with Allover is make gear that goes all over, literally wherever you do. So the concept is trailhead to tap house. Think campsite to coffee shop, right? It's designed for every activity, hiking, biking, climbing, to rafting, being by the campfire, what have you. But everything's meant to be cute and functional, so you can feel like you can wear it every day. So meant to go all over. So that's the brand.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so you have such a fascinating background. You've worked in everything from canned wine to solar tech to natural foods. Through all of these previous experiences that you've had in your career, how did they kind of line up and help you with where you are right now?
Yeah, I mean, so I've worked in startups my whole career, mainly in sales and marketing roles. But with that, working with small, very early stage companies and kind of helping them reach growth stage, it's a hustle. So you're wearing many hats, kind of doing it all. I think my first job with canned wine business out of Napa, California, they hired me to help launch um, a canned wine arm of their winery in Colorado because it was very like craft beer oriented. So it was like Chardonnay aged in peaches, like Sauv Blanc aged in jalapenos. So again, like very craft beer. And at the time, like 10 years ago, that's what was huge in Colorado. So I helped them launch it here as like a guinea pig market to then we took it in the southeast and up the coast out west. And that was a pure hustle, right? Like it was a mom and pop shop, learned so much. Definitely had to do my own grassroots marketing. I hosted events everywhere. I tried to sponsor events everywhere. So I think like that first job honestly really gave me like such a good foundation of kind of what it's like. I definitely treated it. I'm a passionate person. I get on board very quickly. So I treated it as if I was like a lifer, right? Like as if this was my own company. So I really wanted to see it succeed out here. And so I was kind of doing whatever it takes. And with that, like you learn so much. Um, so yeah, that was kind of my first company. And then I was in this solar technology startup. Again, hustling all around the country, trying to grow this company and pitch the product and build bigger partnerships. So that was really interesting. But again, totally different vertical, right? So after that was a tech company, like a travel technology software, and it was called Pana, and they did great. And it was really fun to be a part of them in Denver. Again, completely different industry, but startup. I was like the 20th hire. We got to be like 100 in a year and a half, so really fast growth, and it was interesting. Again, you wear so many different hats there. I got to be a manager quickly. It just a lot of change, right? So
Mhm.
I've always been used to a lot of change in every job I've had. It's like, oh, you're now sales director. We're just gonna like push you into that, and go do it. It's like, wait, what? Okay, and you figure it out. So I really like problem solving. I like thinking on my feet. All of my jobs have been like relationship building and obviously big foundation in just business that you naturally learn being part of companies for a couple years that start to grow from that early stage. So yeah, it gave me a little bit of background in entrepreneurship, right? Or a lens into that world.
Hmm. Hmm. Oh, I love this so much because it's like it's what you said, and it's actually how I feel about myself, where you're like, when I get passionate about something, I go all in. And that's like that was how I was before I started my agency, is like every job I had, like I would like take the onus that I was like the founder or something. It was like totally like, and I'm curious if that is your experience too, is like, do you feel like you probably quickly got promoted and you got like people were like, okay, Emma's a rock star. We're gonna give her more work. She can handle this. Like she can help us grow. She's really into this. I'm curious if you think it has been that different from being, we'll call it like a star excelling employee to like running your own business. I mean, there's like they're obviously different because now you're bootstrapped and you've got to kind of generate and make that money yourself. Like that's more on the line, but like the mindset that you had in these previous roles where you clearly crushed it, do you feel like it's that different than a founder?
Uh, like yes and no, right? I think like I must say that passion I had for that first job, I like I had friends tell me like, Emma, I thought you were a lifer. Like truly, like no, like meaning just like I was so in it and not just selling it, but really, really believed, right?
Yeah.
And I still do. It's an amazing company,
Yeah.
and great product. But yeah, I think that is something I've kind of carried with me with every single job I've had. But becoming your own founder, I think I think the difference is, oh, it's such an interesting question. I think being a founder, you're your own boss. There's just more stressors. It's like you have to fully believe it. Otherwise, like it's gonna crumble, right? And it's
Yeah.
like that with other jobs too, but it's like they're gonna keep going no matter what, usually. But with your own, it's like, oh my gosh, no, no, no. Like I have to show up fully every single day
Yeah.
and be like the number one fan
Yeah.
of not like the product, the company, right? And like show up like that. But I do think that having the background I've had has helped me tremendously. I don't feel like this is foreign, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
this whole, like even going to in-person events or pitching to wholesalers, et cetera. It's like I've done all this before. That is not even pitch competitions. Like it's like I've done this, right? That doesn't feel foreign, and I feel grateful. Because I just know a lot of other people who don't necessarily have that background. And yeah, it's a skill to learn, you know?
Hmm.
Um, yeah. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
talking about like sales specifically in a way.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Like I think I've always been a pretty good salesperson, and usually if you have that background, like then you know how to sell your own.
Yeah. But
And
it's so funny because I feel like sales is really easy if you believe in the product. Like I don't actually like, not to downplay anybody in sales or like say like your job's easy, but like it's hard to sell something you don't believe in. It's easy to sell something that you're on board with. And that's where I think, yeah, it's probably like you said, like you believed in these companies and now you believe in all over. And so like that feels really natural. And yeah.
you know what else is the difference too? If the it's easy to sell if you believe in it, but if other people believe in it too. I know that's
Uh-huh.
but I'm not even just saying this, but like this product, like my brand, it feels the easiest thing to sell that I've ever sold. And again, I've been part of like six or seven other startups, like a lot, right? And it is just by far the easiest. And I call it what it is. Like maybe I'm just really passionate. I'm the founder, right? But I'm also like, oh man, it feels good to sell something that people want. Like
Hmm.
people actively want it. So I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, great, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's unpack that for a little bit because I think that's a great lead into what I want to talk to you about. So like, yeah, it's easy to sell. You're the founder, people want it, you're passionate about it. When did you know that this could be a real business and not just a side hustle. And tell me more about overalls,
Yeah,
this blank space in the market that you're fulfilling.
totally. Well, okay, so last year I launched in May. So it's been like over a year, right? Like almost a year and a half that I've fully launched. Um, and I went to, I want to say like 3 or 4 festivals pretty much immediately. It was like May, then like all of June and July, went to these in-person festivals in Colorado. Let's go validate, right? Like I know the business process. Like I think I have product market fit. I think I know where my market is, like my target. And I'm gonna go to these events and try to sell it. Oh my gosh. And I was pre-selling, Rebecca. I didn't have, I had just samples for people to try on. And I said, hey, they'll be here in July or August. Like I was like, yep, they'll be here in just 2 months, but like I'm pre-selling them now. I would sell like 80 pairs per festival. And I had just launched. It was crazy. So like pretty quickly, I was like, holy crap, people, the response is amazing. From
Hmm.
men for sure, but also like really for women, I think there's such a need for functional clothing that also looks really cute, and specifically mountain ladies. That's what I am, like me and my friends, like we like to mountain bike, we like to raft, we then like to meet up with friends and go get cocktails, right? Things that can easily transition. So trail to town kind of became my focus there, and I just was like, oh, this is a piece that is really hitting nail on the head. And I was also seeing at these events, which is, great consumer feedback, right? You're seeing who's coming in the tent, who's buying, and it was a range, meaning women in their 50s and 60s and women in their 30s or mid 20s, right? Like, so really a range. And I was just seeing them all feel like, well, I feel and look really like the confidence that would emit. Like, you just see them try it on, look in the mirror, like, oh, those aren't going to look good on me. They look good on you, but they're not going to look good on me. And then it was like, oh my God, well, you look amazing. These are designed for
Hmm.
your body. Like I designed them for a woman's shape, and people love that. So it was really cool to see that flourish. So that first summer, I was like, okay, I've got validation and I've got my market, right? Like I knew this outdoorsy group of people that live in very outdoor centric places where they're doing the activity and they're doing like me, right? Me and my friends doing many things throughout the day. Maybe you start with a bike ride, then you go to a coffee meeting, right? And then lunch in town, whatever it is, right? It's just going one thing to the next. And you want one item. What, you want to pack like multiple things to change into? No,
Hmm.
right? Like make it easier on yourself. You're gonna look good. It's gonna be functional. And that was kind of the point. But you asked me about overalls. I'm like, why overalls? And it
Yeah,
is kind
because like I was thinking about this too, is like, I feel like, yeah, overalls are having a moment right now, they're like fully coming back. And I'm thinking about the other brands that actually do overalls and do them in a big way. And the only other brand I can think of is Carter's. And their classic tan.
all right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, they're did I wait, what is it?
Carhartt, right? Yeah.
Carter. Oh gosh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Let me say that again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Carter's is the kids one. Okay. So I was thinking about overalls, and the only other brand I can think of that is doing overalls right is Carhartt. And they've done it in such a big way where it's become iconic, right? And that man or woman, I have some for my kids. They're so cute. I paid extra just for the Carhartt logo because I was like, these are adorable, right? And those like
Wow.
tan classic overalls that are like work overalls and they're work oriented, but like I can't think of another brand that's really gone all in on overalls.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. Like maybe Carhartt's, Duluth, again, that's like workwear. There's more workwear brands. Another one's Dovetail, it's specifically women, workwear. But again, that's kind of the gap I saw was there is this canvas jean workwear or very casual, right? You wouldn't do activity necessarily in them. Or
Hmm.
there's technical ski bibs, like the other
Oh
spectrum,
yeah, 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 of course.
right? And it's like, wait, there's not that much in between. And I was like, overalls I think could be very cute. I was not an overalls gal even before this. The reason being, they didn't look good on me. There we go.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
like a bag. I'm not, I'm not trying to downplay any overalls, other brands, but I just was like, okay, they're all going based off this classic shape, which is just kind of honestly more fitting for a man. Like they just drop, and it's a little baggier, more honestly like a toddler's play suit vibe,
Yeah.
right? And I was like, what if I, feminize this slightly? Like not too much, still very functional, but let's taper in the waist, extra room for butt and thighs, and um, let's see how that looks with like a performance fabric. And checked it out, and then did some product testing. Mountain biked in them, climbed in them, backpacked for like 40 miles, and I was like, okay, these rock. Like this is it. But really, I actually got inspired by other overalls. I got inspired by these river overalls. I was on this girls rafting trip down the Colorado River, and I didn't know any of the other girls growing. It was just kind of like a random trip for someone's birthday, and all these cute girls wore these river overalls that they could, jump in the water in. They were waterproof material. It provides sun protection. They were also sleeping in them in the sleeping bag because there was no metal or anything to like dig into you. And I was like, oh my God, what are these like seemingly versatile, awesome things? So I bought
Were,
a
yeah, were they, what brand were they? Were they Sims or something?
Kavu. They were
Oh,
Kavu.
okay.
And this was, a good 4 years ago now, 4, 5, like, it's a while ago. But that was the inspiration. And I saw those and I was like, those look cool. So I got a pair and I wore them into the ground. Like I wore them everywhere. My whole friend group got a pair. We were all like, what? These are sick. We wore them Red Rocks concerts, farmers markets. I went on 50-mile backpacking trips in them. But okay, I did learn very quickly. I was like, oh, these are meant for the river, like it's a waterproofing coating they put, or it's a water resistant fabric. So
Mhm.
it's not meant to be breathable. So you can imagine backpacking in the summer. I was like, I am dying. I am so hot. Like, um, and yeah, so I was just like, I love the versatile seeming nature of these, like what you could do in them. But I was like, these are more tailored to the river. What if I made a pair for the mountains? So let's think mountain biking, backpacking, hiking, climbing, what have you, and then living your life as well. Like throw them on. I want them to be something you feel like you're not wearing a costume. You can wear this every day. So that is kind of how I came up with that idea, or like why I went after overalls. Because
Love
I
it.
saw like, whoa, my whole friend group bought them. I'd go to farmers markets. People would be like, oh, what are these? Oh my God, I love how there's plastic buckles, nothing metal to dig into you or anything. I
Okay.
saw the market. Yeah.
Okay, so you look so adorable right now. You have to model these because this is going on YouTube. So I want you to stand
Okay.
up and show everyone how stinking cute these are.
Yeah, I'm
So cute.
yeah, I'm wearing the deep ink pair,
Oh,
and
obsessed.
you can kind of see
He's so cute. So
those.
cute.
But yeah, and I'm wearing it with our new waffle line that just came out. So I made these tanks and shirts to go easily underneath, right? I feel like overalls sometimes are hard to pair things with.
They are, surprisingly. They are.
No.
Because you're
Yeah.
like, do I wear a t-shirt? But then like you're not, I don't know. Yeah, it's like too much material. It's a cute fit. It's a super cute fit.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Validated.
Well, it's like I had to we have an event in Salida this weekend, so I had to go down and set up, and so it's like, yeah, see? The easy transition, like go and set up the booth, wear this, and then come and be on a podcast, right? This is definitely like it's kind of that's what happens, mountain life. This is what you're wearing. You're looking for easy, functional, and cute.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is so interesting because they look so cute on you. And like you said, they were made to look cuter on a female figure, but also men are super into this product. How did you balance marketing to men and women? And it's the same product, right? Has that been a challenge? Because you don't have a men's version.
We have a men's version.
Okay, you have a men's version. Okay, so
So
it's
I
different.
did.
It's a different cut than the women's. Got it.
Yeah, and maybe I can take you back a little bit with this because I worked at an outdoor gear shop in Golden for a while, and women would come up to me constantly. It was nothing against the shop, like of course not. This is everywhere, and this was I'm an outdoorsy gal too. I do it all, right? Like bike, climb, whatever, ski, And women would come up to me constantly and just be like, "Man, like the women's section, like." I just can never like this is constant. Like I can never find the right fit. It's too tight. Like it's little like fitting me like a glove where I want it to be a little more roomy. I'm wearing this literally to go mountain biking, or the colors. Like it's a lot of prints, a lot of purples, a lot of teals. Like name any like jacket or shirt, for outdoor brands and like you'll find it in teal, like
Mhm.
that. So they all would just go shop in the men's. And I thought that was very interesting. And I know for me, I'm really small. So I never have been able to shop in the men's, but I have tons of friends as well who are, 5'11", like really athletic gals, and they shop in the men's because they like the
Mhm.
colors, they like the more straight line fit. So all that to say, with Oliver, I really actually wanted to acknowledge the differences in shapes and bodies of men and women and design accordingly. Um, so for women, again, like we do have a specific shape, right?
Mhm.
Of course, we're not all hourglass, but I think there is something to say about the silhouette of a slight taper, right? And then more room in hips and thighs. And it seems to hit like at the kind of, belly button, your natural waist there. So it's flattering. And I kind of want to do that with all our products, really that all everything I make, like really I'm designing this for a woman's body, and you're not going to feel overly feminine, right? You're not going to feel like, oh, this is not fitting in like a to go mountain biking or to go do something, a little more active and mountain style, right? But at the same time, you're going to feel confident, like you look good, right? So
Mhm.
going back to men, I definitely wanted to design for a man's shape, which happens to be more of a classic overall, right? So I knew it was more of a straight cut. Um, and I wanted to still create or still add all of the features that I added for the women. So side zipper to easily get in and out. I can even show you. It goes like this. For women, it makes it really easy to go to the bathroom. You just pull it around so these never release or go in the toilet. For men, it just makes it really easy to get in and out. And men seem to really like that. 7 total pockets, they've got all the features. Low profile buckles for when you're backpacking, nothing's digging into you, nothing like that. Um, so main reason I went into men's too is I thought I'd be missing out on a big market, right? Like a lot of my um friends are my adventure buddies, right? A lot of my male friends, and I just got a lot of really good feedback from them. So as I launched, that was definitely a market I wanted to test, right? Like last May, and we sold out of men's. And so that tells me, yeah, we can keep going with this. That went really well. They resonate with the brand, and they like our products. I specifically have found men who like to mountain bike and men who like to fish. So a lot of fishing guides absolutely love them. So with those two markets, I'm very much like, okay, let's lean into those for men. I think men buy them less for like a lifestyle, if you will. I mean, some will, but I just noticed like overall, men more purchase for a specific reason. Like, okay, I'm gonna wear these fishing a ton. I'm a fishing guy and I'm gonna wear them doing that. Or like I mountain bike all the time. Like these are perfect. They're lightweight, like they don't have a button so my hip pack doesn't dig in. Um, so I think like leaning more into like specifics with men seems to be working, right? And then for women, a little bit more generalization, right? Women love the fact that you can literally do everything in these. But also women buy them because they're really cute and they can wear them in town and pop them on. It's easy, right? I mentioned that like mountain town gal, she wants something, she's looking in her closet. Oh my God, I've got like 5 different things I'm kind of like activities I'm doing today. What am I going to wear?
Mhm.
Right? So it's like an easy grab. So they're
Mhm.
kind of different selling points, if you will, or kind of marketing tactics. But
Or
um,
even like you said,
I
like
have
use cases almost, like different use cases. Yeah.
yes, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Okay, so you launch with two SKUs, and you're fully, yeah, just two, but you're also self-funded, totally bootstrapped. How has being self-funded helped shape your decision making and growth pace?
Ooh.
'Cause I bet if you, I mean, I don't know, like, yeah, if you had tons of cash, would you launch with a more full line? And
I, oh, that's a good question. I actually think, ooh, in a way that could be a detriment. All right, here's my thought too. Like, I'm really enjoying this more product drop model. I still plan on dropping things every spring and fall. Like, that's what I'm building to. But the waste that goes into dropping full lines, you don't even know if it's going to work. And then you're basically launching, like, releasing multiple items to people. I think customer bases can get overwhelmed. Oh, wow, they just launched a full line. There's shirts, there's pants, there's overalls, there's so much, or there's so many different colorways. I think buyers overwhelm is such a real thing.
Mhm.
So I think the more niche, and especially in the beginning, the lower the lesser options has actually been extremely helpful for me. Again, like going to these events, especially in the beginning, I really saw people just had to decide between two colors. One product, two colors. They're buying every time. There's no overwhelm there. It's
Mhm.
very easy. Um, so yeah, I think that's a really good question.
Yeah, no, I love it. I mean, I think it's super thought out. And I think it is there is something to be said about it. It's like you are the overall company, right? So if like you want that, like, it's that the surely there are other brands who probably are, there's certainly other brands making overalls. There's probably a few outdoor brands will say making an outdoorsy women's overall, but it's an
Yeah.
afterthought, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like for you, that's your main thing that you're all in and that's what you're known for. And then you can kind of build from there. So I actually,
There. Right.
yeah,
Exactly. Like
yeah,
start with that niche,
yeah.
and I don't know, from the companies I've worked for too, even and bring my past in, like I learned the bullseye effect. Like know who your target bullseye is.
Yeah.
Lean into them hard. These are going to be your loyalists. That's really easy to attain if you have one product, man.
Yeah.
Like that's now you know who they are, you know where they are, you know what they do. And then
Yeah.
you can build out your rings from there, as and add products, right? And that's my goal, right? Like we've had these waffle shirts, we're adding pants next year, kind of do it all pants. Um, that will kind of have that same ethos like Trail to Town, like keeping that through everything we make. But I think launching with the niche has been great. And I don't know if I had more money, if I would have wanted to have done it differently, to start. I
Hmm.
think there's things where I'm like, I've pitched to investors a couple months ago, like back in May, just as like in nothing immediate, like just to chat with people, right? Like to network, because the day will come, especially to make the next growth leap. I think it's crucial. I can afford, like based on our revenue this year, I can afford our growth leap into pants, right? And doubling into next year, like doubling inventory. But then the year after that will be hiring more of a team, right? So I think that is where it's possible we will need some extra investment or just like a little bit of help,
Hmm.
because I mean my goal is absolutely to grow this steadily and sustainably, but I'm ready. Like
Hmm.
we're gonna get there. So yeah, bootstrapping it's hard because like I just said, I'd love to make the leap already. It's not time, right? Like, and I don't even think even if someone did give me, $200,000 tomorrow, great. At the same time, the amount of planning and hiring you have to do over after that, and training, and you know, documenting all your processes. I would say that needs to really be locked in and in place for me to feel comfortable making that big leap.
Mhm.
And when I'm still in this founder survival mode, I'm desperately trying to get out of survival mode. We're getting there. I'm very close. We're getting there. Like this winter, we're moving past survival mode, which I'm really happy about. But I think, yeah, that's, you got to create those processes and document them. And, you know, that's the start of the process of decentralizing yourself from the business, you know? So getting there at some point, but yeah, it's still a grind for sure, as it should be, you know, 2.5 years in.
Yeah, no, I have so many thoughts. One is like circling way back to what when you first started talking about expanding the product line, but I think it'd be so cool if you did limited color drops, right?
Totally.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's like an easy one where like you already have the product and then it's like a limited drop of this color, just a few units. If it sells out quick, maybe you can fold it in. If you don't, if it doesn't do well, you probably sell through the inventory anyway, but then you're like, oh, that color didn't really, resonate or whatever.
And then it almost feels like a new product, you know,
Yeah,
but really you're just making a new color.
yeah,
I think another thing, and I've talked to a couple brands about this, they've been interested, is like doing a little collab drop, like
yeah,
maybe like using their little bespoke pattern, and it's subtle, and it's, or like their branded colors or something like that. I think little collabs with other brands could be super cool too.
yeah,
Yeah, like these little mini drops fully, I love it. Like, why not? You know, I think the olden days of big clothing department stores where you have to have a full line to fill up a store, it's a thing of the past, right? Where a lot of it's online, or, you know, direct consumer or wholesale, and brick and mortars aren't as common, or you don't need to go that route, right? So yeah, I love the little product drop model. I
yeah.
think it keeps the brand fun, and that you're
Yeah.
putting out stuff frequently.
Yeah, yeah. No, we work with shout out to Outer Shell, this bike bag company, and it's like, yeah, like different prints or different types of bags are like make marketing fun, and then you have something new to talk about, right? And like your diehards will totally buy the product, and I think it's a really repeatable playbook, I think, especially for all over. So I love that.